To the reveal. We are on Noelle Upchurch's page, and I'm sure that you have been following her and some of these other ladies. They have been hashtagging friendship. And today we are going to reveal what that quote is. But if you can let us know where you're watching us from, what city and state, drop that down in the comment. And so, hashtag friendship comes from friendship with God is reserved for those who reverence him. And that comes from the 25th book of Psalms, verse 14. I'm going to turn it back over to Kiwi.
Oh, Dana, so sweet. Thank you for opening up. And Noelle, thank you for allowing me to interview on your page. This reveal is going to be awesome tonight. Hashtag friendship. The stories have been incredible. This week has led up from celebrate to love, the seeds to now we're in hashtag friendships. I can't wait to share what this quote meant to everyone. We're going to go around and first start with Miss Rachel. Rachel, what did this quote, hashtag friendship, mean to you this week?
Thank you for letting me share first. I feel so privileged. Friendship. Well, it reminded me of a scripture in the Bible that talks about that there exists a friend that is closer, that sticks closer than, I can't remember exactly, but that sticks closer than a brother. So basically that, you know, you can have friendships that are even closer and tighter than family. And in that word friendship, friendship is a relationship, and that ship part of friendship can also kind of have the meaning of it can be rocky at times. You know, ships are not always sailing smoothly. There's always, you know, ups and downs, but if you really have love for one another and you can forgive one another, you can have a strong relationship with that friend, and that can exist even closer than a family member. So that word, when I was doing my stories this week, it was, you know, I have to admit it was a little challenging to put that word to make it fit with every story that I did. But getting creative, thinking about how, you know, just people in your life and how close you can be with those people, it just made me think of that scripture. So that was the first thing that came to mind, but I loved it. So back to you, Kiwi.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And yeah, so true. I do have, you know, some friends that are like family. You know, I call those rooted childhood friends, you know, the ones that are just they will always be in your life. They've been there since like grade school, you know. So I love it. And like you, a little challenging at first, but then I just did everybody's Zooms. I love how our friendships are so strong online as in person. So I took our Zooms and I did hashtag friendships on everybody because we spend a lot of time together, and we truly build friendships and connections here that when we meet each other for the first time, we feel like we've known each other for years. So I love it, even though we're on Zooms and we're in different states and different countries, some of us. So thank you for sharing that, Rachel. Okay, next up we have Miss Kathy. What did hashtag friendship mean to you?
So the quote again was friendship with God is received or is reserved for those who reverence him. And I find that when my friendship or my relationship with God is good, then my relationship with everybody else is good. And so that's the friendship that I want to work on first, and then everything else falls into line. And most of the things today or this week, I was putting on cards and not just the stories. And so that was fun because I realized how many friends I had online and how much joy that's brought me to have those friendships. So back to you.
Oh, I love it. Love it. So you're sending cards and friendship and gratitude, and what we put out there, we get back. I love that. And yeah, when we work our spiritual muscles, everything else comes in, just everything else works out. But when we neglect our spiritual muscles, that truly pours out into other things like our relationships. Thank you for sharing. All right, next up we have Shauna.
Everybody. This last week was, I love friendships. I love the quote. And for me, I don't have a lot of family, so a lot of my friends that are really, really close are my family, and I just feel that friendship, when you have a great friendship, there, the respect is there. You do reverence with them. I think that my mom used to always told me a good friend is someone that knows everything about you and still likes you anyway. Just to bring a giggle to it. But yeah, I have a lot of really good friends, and I keep them close to my heart, and I hope they keep me close to my heart. I have girlfriends and male friends that we don't see in years and years. And a good friend is when you haven't talked in a while and you pick up the phone and it's like it was yesterday that you talked to them. So friendships are very special in my life, and I love the quote. And yeah, thanks, Stevie. Back to you.
And you know what's interesting is I just had an aha moment listening to you, because number one, I ran into an old friend at the mall this weekend, and because I believe I'm putting that out there, friendship, hashtag friendship, ran into her. I had not talked to her in 2 years. She's a childhood friend. We hugged each other. We're like, it's been too long, but it felt like we just seen each other. So I can totally relate. And then my best friend called this morning. She's probably watching, just to say, hey, and do we not like get back what we're putting out? So because of all the hashtag friendships, she gives me a call, and we hadn't talked in a while, and it was way overdue. So I love that. Thank you for sharing, Shauna, and for my aha. All right, I'm taking it back to Dana. Dana, how was hashtag friendship for you?
Wow. Well, when I first heard friendship and the quote, I thought of a song. I'm not going to sing for you today, but I thought of a song that we sing in church. And it says, "What a friend we have in Jesus."
Yeah.
And so that is a special relationship.
Yes.
And I started thinking about the relationships that we have with people, our family, our friends. And so many of you all have already said, many of our friends are closer than some of our family, or they're as close as family members. And I started thinking about some of my childhood friends. I grew up in a very, very small town of less than 1,000 people. So I grew up where everyone knew everyone. I mean, my graduating class was 25 people. So,
Wow.
And it's funny though that Kibi, you mentioned how you ran into one of your childhood friends, because one of my friends tagged me on one of her posts this week.
Wow.
And so I just started thinking about the friends that I grew up with. And even though most of us have moved away from that small town, we live in different parts of the country now and living different lives. I know that there are certain people that I could just call on. I've got their phone number. I can message them. I can call on them at any time and just start up a conversation like we just spoke yesterday. So it's very, very special when you have a friendship. And back to you, Miss Kibi.
Right. And I had that same song in church. I love that song. And you know what? This is how I feel too. If we're, building our relationship with God, and we are building relationships with others, we're actually honoring God by building relationships. So even going back to what Rachel was saying about forgiveness and just having grace through that, because it's not always perfect, but also that we call our friends and keep ourselves reminded of that. But isn't it neat, Dana, how you got tagged by somebody and you're putting that out there? Just crazy good. I love it. Okay, next up, we're going to Noelle. Hashtag friendship. What did it mean for you this week?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for hosting here tonight and everybody who's here. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about Facebook friends, because I've talked about the quote and the hashtag, which was cool to hear everybody else's takeaways so far. It made me think of the congruities that happened this week with things and friends popping up and hearing from people and things like that, just because of hashtagging. So I've watched Jimmy Fallon for a long time. He cracks me up at night, and he has a hashtag every week. So he puts it out there. People, as soon as they put it up, within, a certain number of hours, it's the top trending on Twitter every week.
Wow.
And they do this. And so people send in stories or, their tweets basically using this hashtag. And some of them are just hilarious. They even have a panda bear called hashtag that comes out and dances, and I just crack up. So anyways, in doing this, incorporating this hashtag so that everybody can, break the internet with kindness, and just the fact that all of you are contributing to kindness on this one page, on this one, bit of this platform, this tiny bit. So if you're watching, kudos to you, because now you're part of this vibration of positivity. So, I think sometimes people are like, where's that drummer? I want to watch him chop celery. But these are where it's at, because we get these perspectives and get to meet all these cool people. Like, I didn't know Shauna before, and Shauna's from Canada. Didn't know Rachel before. Rachel's from New Jersey. So there's all these different flavors here. And, like I said, it's such a good bit of glue while we're all learning and growing together. And so that, getting back to that hashtag, that's the glue that's keeping us all together and keeping us positive and keeping us putting out content that we want to share. I mean, I love learning more about Rachel and all of her crazy animals and which one's ruling the roost over there. And, just everything we see with people, and hearing how rewarding it's been for other people too is so, so rewarding for all of us. So back to you, Kiwi. Thanks.
Yeah, well, I look at that too as, we are supposed to multiply. When we stop multiplying and producing fruit, we die, right? So we have to always be growing. What a wonderful way to take Facebook and Instagram, social media, Twitter, and grow positively. Multiply together. Break the internet with kindness, because we could be on there just talking bad stuff, politics and arguing and negative and blah, blah, blah. But we choose to multiply in kindness and build friends online in this tribe, this community. And whether you're part of it on the panel or you're just watching, you still contribute as well. I love that. Thank you, Noelle, for sharing. All right, next up we have Nancy. Nancy normally joins us on Monday. So we're excited to have you tonight, to Nancy Conway, because we do have a couple of Nancys in the community. Nancy, what did hashtag friendship mean to you?
Good evening, everyone. When I first heard the hashtag, I was thinking, okay, what friends do I hang out with? What friends can I honor? And this and that, of me being like everyday stuff. And then I realized I didn't have those. So my friendship went to like an honor and a trust. So it all kind of fit together, because to be my friend in my inner circle, I need to trust you, and I need to know that you can trust me. So a friendship is more than just being a friend. It's having each other's back and knowing that we can grow together and be sad together and be happy together. So I loved this quote. I wish we could do it another week, because I've gotten so many friends that I trust and know that I have their back, and you guys all have my back. And I didn't get to honor everyone that I thought that I wanted to, but yeah, it was really true to my heart, knowing that I've been collaborating with all my new friends that I have all around the United States and in different cities and Canada too. So that's what it meant to me, because when my husband and I became friends, we had to trust each other first. And even now, 34 years later, we still have that friendship and trust. So I think that went hand in hand together with me. So back to you, Kibi.
I love it. I love how you looked up and realized, oh my gosh, I have all these online friends. Like, you have offline friends and online friends. And what a great moment to recognize that. And then to be able to use our promoting skills to honor others in this incredible week. So I'm going to turn it over to I believe the picker out of the quote. This lady actually found this quote for us, hashtag friendship. She's going to close us down and wrap her up. We're going to the one and only Coach Nicole.
Ooh, the one and only. How cool is that? I feel like a celebrity. Well, thank you everyone everyone for all that you've shared, and I'm not even going to be able to touch the meaning behind everything that you've shared because Kiwi does such a great job interviewing and kind of summarizing each of you and what kind of strikes her heart. And she's so good at this, and that's why she's our leader and our friend and the person who coaches us through all this amazing skills. So thank you so much, Kiwi, for interviewing. Thank you, Noelle, for hosting. Thank you, Dana, for an awesome opening and for just practicing those skills and exercising the muscles that we're learning here in this amazing class. So I'm just going to do a brief little summary, and then we'll go ahead and close down. So what I heard was really just some really great themes of importance on how people affect our lives, whether they are in person or whether it's online. And here in this community, we're not just click a friend and now we're friends. We build relationships with one another here, and we support one another here. And the way that we do that is really actually offline, and we bring all of our skills, abilities, talents, love, honor, patience, kindness, all of those things right here online, and we share all of that with you. So we hope that you watch us every week and you enjoy just a little piece of these great quotes, these inspirational things, and certainly the hashtag of friendship. So this is what I've heard. Sorry, I have to put a little light on here. All right, so we've heard that friends can stay close. They can be far away. They can be as close as family or not. We can go through tough times with them, just like any situation in any relationship. They go through peaks and valleys. They go through times of dry seasons and times of plenty. And no matter what season you're in with your friends, that it's great for some of us to be able to go back to those friendships, no matter how old they are, to rekindle them and just appreciate that person one more time in that current season of life. I heard some people talk about how the synchronicity words keeps coming up for us, and this law of attraction keeps coming up for us. And I'm telling you, when a group of people are in agreement and in alignment with one another, it's phenomenal what's happening in our community because we're doing this all together. And Kiwi touched on that and how important it is and how we're experiencing this as it comes to fruition for you when you're building your business, which is very cool. I heard that friends are like family, especially when you have a small family like I do as well. It totally resonated with me when one of the speakers said that friends are family, and they always have been for me as well. So that really hit a heartstring for me there. And then I heard that, no matter where they are, that to find them online and to honor those people over time, because they do have to earn your trust over time. And what I love about this community is we get to spend 12 weeks plus with one another. And so over this time frame, and I love what Nancy said, because it is so true for me. I really didn't believe it. I didn't believe you could build relationships online until I spent a year with my coach and all of these, well, not all of you, but some of you, about a year before I met you. And when I did finally meet you in person, it was like I'd known you for years. So it was really very cool. So if you want that kind of community here online, I encourage you to take a look at what we're doing here, because it's really very cool. And then the last thing, which I just love Noelle's enthusiasm for hashtags and for the way that she says, we are all different flavors. We're different flavors. We get to try it all. I love that expression, Noelle. You just make me laugh. And I appreciate all of you spending the time watching us tonight. So please drop down in the comments if you're watching us on the replay to hashtag that replay and tell us where you're watching us from. If you want to know more about this community, what we're doing, and how we're helping each other build our online presence, spreading and breaking the internet with kindness and love, and also building an online influence that's going to make a difference in your everyday business. So back to you, Noelle, and thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.